Yeah, I mean, the way we start the match, obviously we put ourselves in a hole, and we can't make these types of mistakes, right? And that's those are hard lessons to learn, and they're ones that, particularly on the road and some of the form that we've been in over the last three matches, it just it sets the tone for the mentality of the group to have to really dig yourself out of a tough situation. And I think that fighting back and getting it at 1-1 was a good thing. But one more time, I don't think in the first half we were really in our way in the way that we needed to be. And what I told the group, though, on the flip side of that is the fight that was displayed after that is something that is the expectation, but it's a different feeling than Chicago in some ways, and I'm not here to placate the result or anything like that and make anyone feel good about losing 4-2 away. But I did see a group that continued to fight, and I saw a group that continued to go after the match, even down a man. And that's a better circumstance for me than the way we were in the second half for Chicago. So we have a lot of work to do. I mean, that's the truth.
Christian gets the second goal, pulls you 3-2. It's a very open game. You're right there.
Yeah.
The red card hurts you badly.
It does, but even down a man, 3-2, we create a huge chance to make it 3-3, and then I think it's minutes later they go down and they get the fourth goal, and being down a man, that's a really hard circumstance at that point. So, but that's what I'm saying about the group in relationship to how they responded, Steve. I mean, that's it could easily go the other way much earlier in the game, but I think our group showed the right mentality and a mentality that we're going to need because we have to regroup very quickly and move on to Saturday and get ready to. We need 3 points Saturday. I mean, I think everyone can recognize that.
Yeah, in the broader terms, things were in a pretty good place a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
Now it's getting tougher. What's the level of concern just with the general direction?
Yeah, I mean, when we had the good form a few weeks ago, I think we all understood, particularly as a coaching staff, where we are. So I don't think you're going to see us. I wasn't a few weeks ago whenever we have a couple wins and a draw against some of the better teams in the league. I wasn't sitting there making any kind of statements that we've arrived. And I would say the same thing now that we've had a couple losses and a draw in the last three matches. I don't think it's any time to say we're not going in the direction that I want us to. We just, one more time, we have many things that we need to work on, and we can't make the mistakes we made tonight. If we make these mistakes, then our expectation shouldn't be any greater than the result we got tonight.
Besides Massa's red card and the suspension that goes with it, Dahome's now.
Yeah.
You're going to be thin Saturday. How do you approach that situation?
Yeah, I haven't gotten to that yet. I mean, I recognize right after the match, Daho was suspended for the next match. So, yeah, look, we'll figure out the right match plan. I was really happy with Garrison when he came on tonight in late minutes. All the guys that came on, I thought that they tried to push and get us back into the match. But I thought Garrison looked good, and he's going to be someone that we need to probably depend on for this weekend in some form or fashion.
Do you call in a loaned out player?
Maybe, but one more time, I want to always make sure that it's the right thing, and it's not. It can be an emergency situation from a number standpoint, but I really am concerned about the development of our players in the right way. So if it takes away from them getting a match in 90 minutes, and maybe they play, maybe they don't, then these are the things I'm factoring in.
Brian, we can take some from Zoom.
Evening, Troy. We'll go to Jason Anderson.
Hi, Troy. Thanks for speaking with us. I just wanted to ask a little about the move at halftime with Jackson coming back and seemingly as part of that back three. One, how do you think he did? And two, was that sort of kind of an emergency move, or was that something that you've looked into coming into this game?
No, I think it's absolutely because we're down a man in that situation, and what we wanted to do was give the right structure to the back line so we didn't get too stretched, and I thought it was really effective. One more time, it's 3-2, we're in the match, we're not giving a lot away, and we have the chance to make it level at 3-3. So I thought Jackson did quite well with that. When it goes 4-2, it's the task becomes harder.
the physical loading for the group, since you have been a little short, you haven't had too many options to sort of rotate in and out to give players a break here. How do you think they were coming into this game, at least? How do you think they were doing from that perspective? And did playing a half down a man, is that going to weigh into the next game in terms of just the loading side of things?
Yeah, it could. I think that we have to see how everyone comes out of tonight going into tomorrow and Friday and even Saturday. You know, we have to really be in touch with the guys to make sure that they're in the right spot to compete on Saturday. But I know this group and those guys that played and stayed on the field, Aaron Herrera, Matty Click, that have played a lot of minutes, Lucas Bartlett this year. Those guys are going to want to go again on Saturday. And as long as it's not putting them in any kind of jeopardy, to your point, with the periodization for them individually, then we're going to need those guys in order to really compete against Toronto.
Appreciate it. Thanks, Troy.
Yep.
And then we have one more, Troy, from Zoom, Dennis Gomez.
Okay.
Hey Troy, thank you for speaking with us. You're out of playoff position at the moment. How do you keep this group motivated?
Yeah, I mean, I have to say the group showed their motivation in the second half, down a man, hard circumstances that we put ourselves in, by the way. We have to take responsibility for that, being down a goal, down a man at Montreal. And I saw the motivation crystal clear in terms of how we went for the game. And there's that type of mentality that we display and we have to depend on. So I don't think that the motivation is a question. I don't think that there's any concern in that. We're going to come out and we're going to be ready to fight on Saturday.
And one last one, just wanted to know the status of Pedro Santos.
Yeah, he was able to be back in the roster tonight, but also he's one that was on some restricted minutes. And so when the match, the circumstances of the match went the way they did, it didn't make sense to put him at risk. So I'm hoping that he can continue to make good progress and be available for more minutes on Saturday.